What if the soul isn't something you're born with, but something that develops through your actions? Every major character in Blade Runner 2049 offers a different answer to that question.
Let us see her then.
Wallace speaks like a god, but thinks like a manufacturer. His monologue is filled with the language of angels, miracles, and creation. Yet the moment life fails to serve its purpose, he destroys it. For Wallace, existence has value only when it is productive. He can create life, but he refuses to accept the moral responsibility that creation demands. In denying this responsibility, Wallace denies the soul itself.
Now let's have a look at you.
This view is reinforced again with the clone of Rachel later on. When Wallace's ploy with the clone to obtain information about the child from Deckard fails, he immediately orders Love to execute her. Stripped of purpose, the clone becomes disposable to Wallace, just a husk occupying space in his inventory. Throughout the film, the only character who Wallace showed respect to was Love, as she serves a vital purpose to him, calling her the best angel of all.
Welcome back, sir.
Throughout the film, Love equates the soul with loyalty. She commits morally corrupt tasks in service of Wallace's cause, believing obedience itself gives her value. To Wallace, she's less of a partner than an assistant, a soldier trained to execute his will. Love constantly seeks Wallace's approval, measuring her worth by how well she carries out his orders. Even in her final moments, she boasts about being the best replicant, clinging to loyalty rather than moral choice. Her tragedy is not that she's emotionless. She feels emotions, deeply. She cries when killing Joshi, a burst of emotions overcoming her. She cries because she experiences the weight from committing cruel acts. This is the true tragedy of her character, loyalty conflicting with her soul.
You've been getting on fine without one.
What's that, madam?
A soul.
Joshi serves as a multitude of roles in Kei's life, functioning as a superior officer and a person who speaks to him with a sense of humanity. Their conversations normally resemble ordinary workplace exchanges, creating the illusion that Kei is more than a tool for the police. However, beneath this normalcy lies the strict fact that Joshi does not view Kei as a being with a soul.
The world is built on a wall that separates kind.
Joshi tells Kei to retire the child produced from the replicant birth. She makes her opinion clear about replicants. For her, the child represents more than an anomaly in the system. It represents a destabilizing force. Replicant reproduction threatens the collapse of the barrier between replicants and humans, a barrier on which the hierarchy in Blade Runner runs off of. If that barrier were to collapse, the justice for replicant service would collapse with it. Rather than admit what the child means for replicants, she chooses suppression, protection of her beliefs. Her priority is stability in the system, not moral choice. Her definition of the soul is one that is biologically human, born, unlike the replicants who are designed to follow orders. This is reinforced by telling Kei he has no soul. Ironically, the mission that Joshi sends Kei on is a catalyst to him shifting from his artificial roots to developing a soul.
You look like a good Joe.
Joy challenges the assumption that a physical vessel is needed for a soul. As an artificial companion, she's designed to fulfill emotional needs, to simulate love to her owner. What makes Joy so compelling is her continuous feelings towards Kei. Whether these feelings are programmed or genuine, they encourage Kei to see himself more than he was designed to be. In a world where replicants are identified by serial numbers like products, she chooses to give Kei a name, Joe. This grants Kei a sense of humanity, something no one had offered him. Joy never treated Kei as property. She treats him as someone with an identity. She nurtures humanity others do not validate.
Easy.
When Kei gives Joy the Emanator, she accepts the vulnerable position she's placed in. By transferring herself into the Emanator, Joy chooses vulnerability with the possibility of death. She accepts this risk to be able to travel anywhere with Kay. This is a choice that replicates the risks humans would undergo for love. The most striking moment with Joy occurred when she told Kay, "I want to be real for you." Joy acknowledges the physical reality she lacks, but longs for her to become closer with Kay. She understands that she's not real, but continues to exhibit an emotional connection with Kay. What she offers Kay, emotional companionship, exists on an emotional level that physicality alone cannot provide, reinforcing the idea that a soul can exist through artificial means by genuine connection.
You have authentic memories, you have real human responses.
Anna Stelline contains a more profound understanding of the soul, one rooted in emotional truths. Her work runs off a core principle. In order for a memory to be real, it must be rooted with emotional authenticity. Creation of the memory alone is not enough. It needs to be genuine. This concept becomes crucial when she explains that replicants require these memories. The memories do not belong to them, however they generate real emotional responses. Stelline believes that the soul is constructed from these emotional responses that the memories imbue.
I always told you, you're special.
When Kay presents the memory of the wooden horse to Stelline, she reacts with tears. She confirms the memory is real, not artificially produced. What matters is the emotional truth the memory carries, not its existence. Memories guide us in life, acting as a blueprint, often allowing us to commit moral actions like with Kay.
Dying for the right cause is the most human thing we can do.
At the beginning of the story, Kay is shown to be complacent with baseline tests and accepts his role without resistance. However, as the story unfolds, he begins to lean into committing actions that oppose the norm for a replicant. He begins to form his own identity, symbolized by the name Joe. The catalyst for this transformation was the assignment to kill the child born of a replicant. As he began his search, he uncovered clues making him believe that the child may be himself. The possibility offers something new for Joe to imagine, that he is worthy of love, uniqueness, and a being capable of containing a soul. However, once the truth is revealed by Freysa, the illusion shatters, forcing him to confront his true purpose. It is in this moment of loss that Joe presents the presence of a soul. Stripped of the belief he is special, he is left with a difficult decision to make. Does he kill Deckard, save him, or simply return to his ordinary life as a replicant? No authority in his choice, just his pure self. By choosing to save Deckard, he not only commits the morally right choice, but proves that he is Joe. He's not merely a husk, but a being with a soul. He feels emotions, cares about people, and in the end is capable of making the right choice. As Freysa said, dying for the right cause, it's the most human thing we can do. As Joe lay on the steps, snow falling on him, he proves that a soul isn't something you're born with, but one that develops through your actions. It is up to us to commit the right actions to develop a morally virtuous soul.